What is up? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, being subbed. If you're not, hit the button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit the like. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into this beautifully honest reaction. Listen, I want to give a reaction to Tasha K breaking down this TGIF Armon Wiggins roast and rip of Al Reynolds on his birthday. But before I get into that, what I want to say is this, because I talked about it a little bit on yesterday. And here's the thing. I definitely, obviously, I don't have a dog in the fight. I don't know any of these people at Foxhole, TGIF, but I have watched the show off and on since it started. And I rooted for it because I felt like, oh, this is a, little cute concept. TGIF, TEA, Okay, cute, cool. When it started, it initially was Claudia Jordan, Funky Dineva, Al Reynolds, and Gary with the T from the Ricky Smiley Morning Show. Now, Ricky Smiley was like, listen, it's either me or them. So Gary with the T was like, sorry, can't do this anymore. So I think he only did like maybe 1 or 2 episodes. But with that being said, I've seen them wish each other a happy birthday and things like that. I've never seen anyone get roasted for their birthday. So this honestly was different to me. And when I initially talked about it, I was like, I didn't really go into that because I just really felt like, okay, this is how Armon really feels, even though he's calling it a roast. It's his true feelings. But I also thought, like, this is a bit inappropriate for someone who is newer to this cast of characters. And for him to do this like this, even though he's calling it a roast, I did feel like it was inappropriate, whether you like Al Reynolds or not. And I know a lot of people felt like, well, Al had been shading Armon since he came on, being disrespectful, calling him boy and whatever. I just didn't feel that it was appropriate, but I also felt like this was different because I've never seen them roast. Now, I definitely, they've thrown a little shade here and there, but even when Funky Dineva celebrated his birthday when he was on the show, they never did a roast. They never did that. So anyway, I want to go ahead and get into this and give my reaction to it as it goes along because like Tasha K or not, and I get it, everybody has the right to like who they want to like, but I really feel that too many people have run with this narrative of trying to call her a liar because of this Cardi B court case. And I don't believe that Tasha K has a reason to lie about any of the things that she's saying because I'm quite sure she has proof that the things that she's saying actually indeed did happen. So I'm going to go ahead and get into this and give my reaction to it.
Quick! We're about to get messy! Look, they have never really made this show at all. So I was just like, I thought about it. I spoke to my team today. Some of them said yes, some of them said no. But I was like, but I really do have exclusive information. So, like, I really should, as a reporter, put this out. What y'all do with it is what y'all do with it, okay? So I don't know if y'all have seen Fox Soul's show TGIF, if that's how you say it. TGI, I don't know, right?
Obviously, she's throwing shade. But whatever. It's cool.
Right, I thought it was Fridays at first, TGI Fridays, But anyway, Funky Dineva was over there, my ex-colleague. Fuck you, Jasmine! Oh my God, I was not ready! Black women, we have got to take a stance against this. This is getting ridiculous because for them to say that we're jealous or, this is the imitation because black men and black women look the same. That's a goddamn. But, yeah, okay. Don't you ever say I look like this or we look like this. Character or no character, I don't give a damn. Anyway, so back to the story at hand. So, he was essentially fired. He says he was let go, but they didn't renew his contract. Okay, he was getting paid a hefty salary, $250,000 plus a year. Claudia makes about 300, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, I'm telling the business. Okay, Al makes about 150. And, it goes by popularity and the value that you bring to the show, right? And I've always had my reservations about Fox Soul and what was the intention behind it, because I saw Fox Soul pop right out with a low budget, with all these celebrities like T.I. and Tiny having shows, Trina having shows, all these people having shows, Vivica Fox over there, all these people, because they needed to put out, please get this man off the screen. I'm very distracted, Jasmine. Jesus. I'm trying to be serious here. He looked like one of them characters from that movie, It. Listen.
Talking about Funky Dineva.
So, and I saw them kind of roll Fox Soul out as a charity because they were getting a lot of heat for being quote unquote racist. Okay?
And that honestly is the truth. And what honestly an insult to call it Fox Soul. Like, we got soul. Let's give these N-words their own little platform. And when I say little, I mean little. So yeah, it's true, because Fox News is literally a propaganda network. It's not a news network, but I'm not going to go into all of that right now.
And not appealing to black folk. And the black folk that they did have on Fox Real News, okay, they pandered to a certain demographic of white folk, okay? And so I saw it kind of as a charity. Let's just throw the Negroes something. They gave them low budget, gave them all a purple church background, told them to have at it. Instead of us paying taxes with this money, we're going to give y'all this, okay? And so this is by far the most popular show over there. What they did was they aggregated YouTubers together, social media influencers, to build their social media platform. So it's not like, yeah, they stream them on the app and stuff, but like they're not giving them to their audience, their Fox News audience.
I want to pause right there for a moment because, and it happens when we're in the heat of discussion as content creators, commentators, whatever you want to call. Sometimes our words get mixed up. But what Tasha K meant to say was reparations, not taxes. She said, instead of paying taxes, we're going to give them this. What she meant by that is, instead of paying reparations, we're going to give a few of these, a little something, a little channel.
Okay, where Tommy Lorraine sat and all those guys, all right? They're not doing that. Tucker Carlson and all them. So they're not getting access to that. It's like, this is our way of saying, shut the fuck up. Broke ass is shut the fuck up, okay?
She's not lying. So honestly, whether you like it or not, and even if we watch a show or whatever on Fox Soul, that's really what it is. Because think about it. Why couldn't they create something on the actual network that comes on all of these cable companies, satellite, DirecTV, what's the other one? You know them. Fox News is on every single platform when it comes to cable and satellite. So Fox Soul being on YouTube TV and YouTube, it's like, yeah, you can watch it if you watch YouTube on your TV, or if you have YouTube TV, which is like, it's supposed to be like an alternative to cable. So it'll show it has some channels and some live, things. So Fox Soul is on that. But if you think about it, it's really like, it's just on YouTube.
And so I remember Claudia, she had some reservations with me because she was just like, I don't like how you are, talking about Fox, because we're really building it. Exactly. Just like how black folk built the White House, but we barely got up in it. They gave us one black president. Like, girl, stop.
No lie. Like I said, hate it or love it, hate her or love her, she's not lying.
And you not even black. Okay? So, here's the thing. I kind of saw where it was was going. And I saw them give a bunch of celebrities a lot of money to make these shows, only for these shows to dwindle down to now the bare basics. They're barely hanging on. Funky Dineva was over there. It was controversial. It was controversy every week on something. Funky is not afraid to speak his mind at all, okay? That's what really made the show pop. He's not afraid. He's really in this. He stands on business. I'm not going to take away his phenomenal commentary just because me and him don't really rock with each other. That's cool. But he is absolutely phenomenal at what he does, and he drove that show. We had several conversations on the phone behind the scenes about him asking for more money, okay, behind Al and Claudia's back, because he felt like he drove the show. And so during negotiations, the math wasn't math, and they said, we can't afford to give you more money, so we're going to have to end your contract and find somewhere else. He didn't think they would be able to survive him, and so they went on to audition. Okay, we saw T.S. Madison over there, a few different hosts. T.S. Madison ended up declining it, so they gave it to Armon. Okay, now I'm a firm believer that what's for you is what's for you, so he got what was for him. I had dinner with Claudia, and Claudia did ask me, who should I recommend? I personally told her, without any ill intention, if you're trying to replace the type of energy that Funky gave, it has to be Armon. Aside from our 42-day relationship of being mentor and mentee, and he was doing the same thing he's doing on Fox Soul, the same thing he did to T.S. Madison, people give him an opportunity, he finds a way to sabotage it. Okay? So work with me here. Just work with me. We just getting started, and I'm going to let y'all go and take care and get ready for Saturday because I got a lot of interviews to do. Now, although he could be young, a lot of people are saying that he's not young. He's actually in his 40s, given his receding hairline. I don't know, okay? I really don't know. They say he's been out here trotting like hot to trot because his mouth gives hot to trot. Remember that movie with the horse? For a long time out here in these streets. And he finally got an opportunity that he conjured up because, you know, he does tarot cards and all that stuff, right? But when me and Claudia had dinner, she asked me, and I told her personally, if she was going to replace anybody, it would have to be him. Now, I knew his range was a bit limited because he only focuses on female shit, not male shit. You know what I'm saying? He's always in women's business. But, and you know, I thought that he would grow to expand on his knowledge. When you're put in situations, sometimes you have to either conform or you're getting out. However, after his commentary on the Air Forceman, when he said, why would he answer the phone? Why would he answer the door with a gun? That went left. I knew right then and there, and watching the views dwindle from 100 to 150,000 when Funky was there to barely 40,000, that they were going to act fast. Now, the winos is nosy. They had noticed that he had removed Fox Soul from his bios. He had left before, okay, because he had Fox Soul in his bios saying that he was very excited about this job, okay, only to remove it after he even removed himself from his YouTube platform for quite some time.
Now, I did not know that he removed his bio. And listen, I don't really get on Instagram like that, and I definitely don't get into people's bios and all that. But I did recall one of my client friends told me that not too long after him getting this position on Fox Soul TGIF, that he had put a lot of his content on his YouTube channel. Like, he took it down or put it on private, or maybe he put it behind the members only thing. I don't know. But I was like, why would he do that? And she said, yeah, a lot of people were going off on him about that on his community wall. So that was news to me. So yeah, Tasha K, she isn't lying about that.
All of his commentary on private, you know, he's trying to start new, doesn't want people to grab information or comments that he said that could be deemed offensive, especially out here when you're working for you crackers that's giving you an opportunity at Fox, okay? And so you better be on your Stephen A. Smith or your ass is out.
The shade. Be on your Stephen A. Smith.
So when me and Claudia had dinner, I was just like, listen, I think it should be him. Her comment to me, and I agreed, because I've had my own issues with certain black gay men, not all, mainly the Fs. Can't say that word over here. I definitely say it on TashaKLive.com. It gets too messy. And so she was already irritated with Funky, because they were going back and forth. And then she was irritated with Al. And she's like, I really don't want no more gay boys. I'm just done. I really want a heterosexual person. I said, well, if you're looking for that energy, this is my recommendation. Personally, no shade or anything like that. I think he's awesome for the job, and he will grow into the position. At least I thought he would. And so he's been over there. He's been trying. But I think just when people just don't want to expand their knowledge, and it's only so far you can go. It's like if you don't read, you're not going to get any better at reading. You're not going to get any better at writing. You're not going to get any better at articulating your thoughts. Funky was well vast in his thoughts. He could cover a variety of topics and do it in a very intelligent and articulate way. That's what made him a very strong personality, stronger than Al, stronger than Claudia. Period. He carried the show. That is no shade at all. That is the actual truth. It's facts, okay? He and I had discussed there was a possibility that the show could go under if he wasn't there. That's why he was fighting for higher pay. But I was like, you have to understand, this network, your show is not bringing in that kind of money. The average YouTuber only makes about, let's just say, $500 to $1 million a year, right? You three together, and you're not bringing in as many views, and they're sharing one YouTube platform, okay, with a lot of creators. It's just not in the budget. It doesn't make sense. So maybe wait, because they were getting ready to syndicate them and put them on TV. But when that started to negotiate, because he started negotiating behind their back, and that's what really caused the friction in him thinking that he was the show, which he was, but it made the show nice because all of them worked together as a cohesive unit. They all had very different perspectives, okay? And even if they agreed or they disagreed, they all agreed to disagree, and that was it, all right? Now, all good things must come to an end sometime. And when Armon joined the show, I was really excited for him. And I thought that this would help him to expand his knowledge and learn how to work with people and respect people that give you opportunities. Especially people who have been doing this in this space for a very long time. Now, you guys may not like Al at all. He may get on your nerve. But the simple fact is, whether Al is DL or not, whether he's out front with his sexuality or not, Al has been working in TV and working with white folk for a very long time. He knows how to keep a job. Al don't come from the internet. Al comes from television. Okay? Now, yes, the internet is a beast in itself. It's its own media. There's really no comparison between TV and internet, but he operates very differently because he's worked for people. Armon comes from a world where you don't work with anyone, but sometimes in order to get ahead, you do have to create relationships instead of sabotaging relationships with me, with TS, with Jason Lee. The list goes on with Jessica or XOXO Gossip Girl. The list goes on. The same problem. Somebody's doing me wrong. Why are people doing this to me? She's not loyal. That was his story with me. She's not loyal. What do I owe you? You came to me. You asked me to mentor you. I did that as I do with everybody. I saw you live drunk, throwing shade and dragging me. I cut you off. That was it. Why would I continue to help somebody regardless if you apologized or not? You showed me who you were in those 42 days, and I believed you. You got mad at T.S. Madison because she didn't invite you to Thanksgiving dinner. Dragged her. They moved you off Facebook because you dragged them. He has problems with rejection. nothing. Burning Jason Lee's book for what? Dragging sister-in-law after she put you in, gave you different opportunities to go to shows, even though you was being used to come at me. That's cool, right? But those are opportunities that you use to help get ahead. But you don't burn every book and every bridge as you're going down. Now, here's what has been going on. Claudia don't like Al. She personally told me. Claudia don't like Funky. She was tired of working with gay boys, specifically Fs. Per me. That ain't no allegedly on that. We had dinner. We talked about it. The same night when she told me she was friends with Jay-Z's alleged ex. That ain't here no more. She exed off, okay? And quickly got amnesia. Now here's the thing. They ended up giving him the job by default. She wanted TS because she vibes with TS. The numbers have been going down because he's not strong enough. And he's not developing himself enough because he's only skilled in one area, which is female rap, right? You're a man. We need a man's perspective. And when you're going to talk about an Air Forceman that was violated by the police on his own property, damn near trolled and shot for no reason, and you say he shouldn't have came to the door, being an Air Forceman, being in a state where it's legal to carry a firearm when somebody's playing at your door as a black man first, not gay man, you should have been able to empathize that. But instead, he should have just conformed because you know how white folks are. I knew at that time this was the decline. And so what's happening is Claudia is very messy. Claudia talks about everybody. This is why Funky got energy for her. This is why Al called Funky Dineva doing this. Play the video of him calling Funky. Let's go.
Hold on before you talk.
No,
I'm on live.
You need to hear this on live.
Hold on. People can hear you.
I don't give a fuck. When I tell you go back and watch TGIF tonight.
What happened?
Go back and watch TGIF tonight and call me back.
All right, bye.
Nah, he thinks it's funny. It is funny, okay? Because here's what happened. Claudia spends a lot of time on the phone kikiing with folks that she don't really know, okay? And Armon is an easy target. You tell him something, he's going to take it in because he's an energy absorber, right? Okay? He's going to take it in, and he's thinking he's going to fix the problem. But instead, he don't even know when he's being used.
Now, that's a word. And I don't know the personal dynamics of all of this. I really don't think Tasha is lying about it. Even if she is assuming some of this stuff, I could definitely get that. And it's really sad that if this is the truth, he, being somebody that claims to feel energy and all about vibrations and all that other stuff, you wouldn't be more careful in your moves because this is a new position. But like she said recently or previously, I don't know his background like that, but if you're more used to doing your own thing and being online and being on the internet versus having experience in real world jobs, corporate America, things like that, do you know how many of us have had to work on jobs and things like that, working around people that we didn't like us. Sometimes people were racist towards us and things like that. And you just do what you have to do for the sake of getting through so that you can take care of your business. And this type of position that he got, don't know what his pay is, but apparently he was happy with it. You would think you would just be a bit more careful in your moves. And I feel like he may have been boosted up to do this roast that he did, but it just wasn't professional.
He doesn't know. So when it was Al's birthday, Al should have been able to celebrate his birthday, regardless of what workplace problems y'all got. Fox Soul is paying all of them a lot of money. They are the hottest show over there. Nobody can take that show from y'all but y'all. Not him, not her, not you, y'all. And as black folk, it's a reminder that we still have a long way to go when it comes to working with people, me included, okay? Me included. But I think I've came a long way. All the creators that you saw with Wine is a New Tea that are on tour with me, we coming, we here, okay? Now, here's the thing. When I saw the read, and I'm going to show you the roast, because they were supposed to be doing birthday roasts, and, Claudia roasted Al on his birthday, okay? Regardless of how y'all feel about him, it's his birthday. Right? Y'all don't know what's going on behind the scenes. You don't know what's going on at work. You do not know. They're seeing the drop in numbers because when the numbers drop, guess what happens? They don't know when they're going to get pink slips. They're getting paid close to or over $500,000 to host a show that's barely bringing in 60,000 views. That is why they had to implement a fourth guest host, because he's not strong enough. Nobody was stronger than Dineva. So that's why you got Lunel over there getting it popping. That's why you got T.S. Madison over there getting it popping. And that's why he removed Fox Soul from his bio and reactivated the YouTube channel, because he knows what's coming down the pipe. But then you want Claudia to pillow talk in your ear about everything that's going on, and you ain't even been on the job a full year. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes. And furthermore, while you're listening to Claudia, because she's friends and she likes to brag with the president of Fox, and he loves the show, he loves me, right? I get to bring as many shows as I want. We're getting syndicated, only for the show to decline, right? Tremendously. They're having to take out additional money to help save it, which is the last straw. That's why he got back on his YouTube channel. That's his safe space. So when I saw him drag Al the way that he did, it was fun. It was a read. It was very Armonish. She's dragged me like that. T.S. Jason from Hollywood Online, he's done all of that. But I'm going to let you watch the drag, and then I'm going to tell you where I had the problem. Let's go.
Because this is truly your birthday. Now, everyone, I wrote it down. Gather round. It's roast time, okay? Al, you're a man of many talents, some of which include being messy, causing drama, and having a knack for making our workplace feel like a reality TV show. Al's got a unique ability to smile in your face, snap a picture, and go behind your back and talk about you to your coworker that he claims he hates.
Child.
It's like he's got a PhD in two-faced studies, okay? Due to Al's special relationship with management and his hypersensitivity, we are not allowed to talk about his failed marriage. So even though he's brought it up many times, I'll steer clear of that topic to keep my job. Now, but wait, there's more. Al fancies himself as the facts guy, but somehow he never seems to get the actual facts right. And how could I forget Al's clout-chasing antics? He's got all these celebrities friends, but the best part, none of these celebrities actually know they're supposed to be friends with him. And as if that wasn't enough, Al is currently on a mission to get our talk show canceled. His nasty, childish, slightly jealous attitude is working overtime to torpedo our show. It's like he's auditioning for a soap opera villain role. But despite all the chaos, let's not forget it's your birthday, Al.
This is why Al called funky. Play it one more time.
Hold on before you talk.
No,
Hold on, I'm on live.
You need to hear this on live.
Hold on, people can hear you.
I don't give a fuck. When I tell you go back and watch TGIF tonight,
What happened?
Go back and watch TGIF tonight and call me back.
All right, bye.
That was a lot of information that Armon had in such a short time, which means somebody's been talking to him. The only person that talks too much is Claudia. I know. The first encounter with me, you run your mouth like liquid to me? You didn't say off the record? Me. We're talking about me here. We're not friends. We're colleagues. You talk about me on your show. I'm going to talk about you on my show. That's the dynamic of the relationship. We're not friends, right? You can take the comments down for a second. But here's where I have the problem with Armand. That was an amazing read, but it was very mean-spirited.
True. Take it or leave it. Roast, we know they can go deep, but I don't believe Al was prepared to get roasted like that on his birthday.
It didn't come from a happy place. It didn't even come from a genuine place. It came from a place that sounds like you were fueled. And you're blaming Al for getting a talk show canceled when he's the one that helped to build the job that you have. You wouldn't even be able to sit there if it wasn't for Al. Al comes from TV. Despite Al having favoritism with management, he understands how to network within the television industry. Now, what you just showed as a very, very young personality to somebody that has favoritism is that you are sabotaging the show. Not only are you sabotaging the show, you're not strong enough to carry the show like Funky, and that's why they had to bring in a Lunel and a T.S. Madison, because you're refusing to do your homework. You're very great with the tongue, very slick. You can read a bitch down, right? But television is not looking for that. They're looking for people that are well-vast in a vast area of topics, and they're able to appeal to a certain type of audience that understands, okay, intellectual conversations. But for you to do that, I'm like, you haven't gotten any opportunities on the red carpet yet. They haven't asked you to host Dish Nation. She hasn't even introduced you to the president that she says loves her so much. But she fueled you to go in on Al because she was too bitch to do it herself. Right? Just like when she was talking shit about Funky, she was too scared to do it herself. She used you as the pawn, and because you're emotional and erratic and easy to manipulate, you went in talking about things you knew nothing about because you ain't been there long enough. And if you really got your eyes open, you will see that they're trying to replace you right before your eyes. Not Al, you. Thank y'all so much for watching. Very immature. And I'm like, you don't realize that the executives are watching you? You don't care? What about relationships? What about you working long term in this? Because the YouTube channel is not YouTubing like that. You're not making that kind of money. And weren't you the one that sat down on your show when Funky decided to mutually part ways with Fox Soul and said that was crazy? Who would be dumb enough to give up $250,000? That is crazy. So
yeah, he did say that.
Crazy is you being a gun for Claudia to blame everything on Al because he knows how to keep it cute on camera and be messy behind the scenes. That's what happens in every job. You keep it cute on camera, we got to get this check. But behind the scenes, I'm going to drag you. But you did it on that man's birthday. He has favoritism with these white folks. And you didn't even realize that you was being used because you dark. No, that wasn't no roast. That wasn't a roast. That was very intentional. And the reason I know that is because I've talked to most of them, including this messy heifer.
She was pointing at Claudia.
Now, this will be the last time I speak on this. Anybody respond as it may. We will be in Philly while you're responding, okay?
All right, so listen. I'm oh gosh. The rules, when I first heard it, honestly, my mouth dropped. And I did feel that it was coming from a lot of his own feelings, but after more consideration and him not being there very long, I did feel that somebody kind of put him up to it. And Claudia, she's been working with Al from the beginning, even though she says that they're friends. I do believe that they have had their rifts, but Claudia and Al, they know for the most part how to work together and work through it. So it would be easier for her to use somebody else to really go in versus her doing it. Let's just be honest. And even though they're biracial, they're not then I'm not getting into a debate with people about this. If you're biracial, you're biracial. One of your parents is black, that's great. But I don't have any problem with a person identifying with one ethnicity more than the other if that's just their preference or their experience based on where they grew up and who they were surrounded by. I don't have an issue with that because you can't help what families you're born into, okay? So I don't have an issue with that. But yeah, they're biracial, so literally they have the complexion for the protection. Armon, he's in a class by himself being amongst the two of them, so he really does have to walk differently. But I feel like sometimes people forget that because colorism is real. It stems from racism. That's why it's an ism. So it just wasn't a smart decision for him to make to do that on the show. Maybe if they were having like a birthday dinner or something and he did that and people got it on camera and shared it online, on the internet, that would be one thing. But doing it on the show is a whole other ball game. And quite frankly, even though Tasha K, said Funky Dineva left on his own terms, the truth of the matter is they did not give into his demands because they were, yes, getting the views when he was there, but paying all three of them that high exorbitant amount of money, Fox Soul ain't making that type of money. They're having to pull from other areas to pay those people that. And they have all those other shows on Fox Soul that nobody really is watching. Like, let's just be honest. So for Funky Dineva to demand more was like, yeah, you're great, but you ain't making the type of money like that. And yes, you bring the views, but you have had controversy attached to you that we can't really rock with. Like when he went off on Chloe Bailey, and then he came back and he didn't really apologize. He was kind of forced to do that. You could tell it wasn't what he wanted to do. I'm not going to go into all of the Funky Dineva stuff with Fox Soul right now, but I'm just basically saying that, yeah, his contract was up. It was time to negotiate. They already knew that they were not going to give what he wanted. So technically they were letting him go, even though it's like he said, well, he decided not to accept. Because if you really wanted to show your worth, you would have stayed and taken that amount of money and commanded, like, look, I'm bringing in these views. And so now, let's really get to it. I don't know. I'm not saying I know, but I'm just saying what I believe. But with all that being said, let me know what you think about everything that was said in the comment section. Thanks for being here and liking and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, wanted to keep it brief, even though this is a little bit long. Beautiful. Now I'm going to say bye.